So
13 essential sweats and spices.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my secret blend of phlegms and spices.
Kentucky flayed chicken.
Lore Boys here. How y'all doing out there? I'm Ethan, and I'm hosting tonight. With me is...
I'm Peter. I'm the tall one.
And...
Jamie, I'm pretty tired today, but let's have fun.
James and I are both hungover.
I think I'm taller than you.
You are much taller than I am.
Well,
I think you're both taller than me.
I'm glad we got that out of the way.
I'm actually, if we're gonna actually give true facts,
Yeah.
true facts about the Lore Boys.
I'm Ethan.
I'm the old one.
I'm Ethan, the insecure one, who
Yeah.
wasn't comfortable with Peter saying he was taller than me.
Well, you know, we could just like stop taking pictures of ourselves and just let you do the art, and you could be as tall as you want.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm getting married, by the way. Speaking of the art,
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's true.
I did in the last fucking episode
Yeah.
promise to marry the person who sent any of my art as a desktop background.
Yeah, our
And-
friend Diamond Gunslinger.
Diamond Gunslinger was the first one to claim that prize.
Yep.
He's a 13-year-old male, so Peter, you're gonna have to move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Going to Georgia, folks.
yeah.
I mean the state, and I do mean the state, not
Not
the
the
country in the
country.
Middle East.
Yeah. It's not in the Middle East. It's in not Russia. It's in that the collapsed
The north-
failed Soviet
The
states.
north of the Middle East-ish
Yeah.
area.
But thanks so much, Diamond, for the enthusiasm. We always appreciate it, and your activeness in the Discord, which we'll post somewhere on the internet.
The link to the Discord is currently underneath the Twitch player. All of our links are below there now.
http://www.kratzbrothers.com.
//www.kratzbrothers.com.
Yeah, kratzcreatures.com. Crunch at us. Kratz creatures.
Crunch at Kratz at us. Yeah, well, now that my schedule has changed and I've got very early days because I'm currently working for the city, I'll be finally redoing all of the links because the only custom link that we currently have right now is the Twitter one where I redid the bird when I was ill.
Yeah.
The Boyd.
Yeah, so you guys can check us out on Twitch. Thanks,
Yep.
thanks for checking in. Today, do you guys know? Take a guess what we're talking about.
Ethan won't tell us.
Because we were inconsiderate. We were more concerned with when we were actually recording and like all of your dumb Twitch bullshit,
Yeah.
which makes us money and crap.
Yeah,
You know.
also, our shout out to Andrew, who goes by Sneaky Feet on Twitch, gives our first donation.
1,000 cheers. or
100,
something.
what are they called? Bits? 100 bits?
1,000
1,000 bits. So
$1,000
$10.
bits. Yeah.
$10.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We'll buy you a beer with that at some point.
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, but
Yeah.
That's true.
you can buy us a beer.
He's in the city tonight, guys. You can come drink after.
You can buy more. Oh yeah, actually.
He doesn't
yeah,
drink. He doesn't
yeah.
drink anymore. He said that last night.
What?
He said that on stream. It's not important. Let's,
I don't think that's
What?
true.
Yeah. Anyway,
Why don't you
what?
take,
I'm
why
try-
don't you take a guess?
Yeah.
I said it was something near and dear to me, so
magic.
no, close.
That was what I guessed.
You did guess that.
Ethan gave me like a super weird word. It was like Ionix or something.
Illithid.
Illithid. That's the other name for it. Oh, you're gonna tell us about Homer's Odyssey.
No, that's the Iliad, my good friend.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Illithid is another name for what's known as a mind flayer.
Oh, it's Dungeons and Dragons again.
It's Dungeons and Dragons again.
Oh, okay.
and for
okay.
anyone out there who's watched Stranger Things season 2,
Don't.
the
Demogorgon.
Shadow Beast, the big monster they call the Mind Flayer.
Yeah. Or if you play Demon Souls, there are mind flayers in the Tower of Latria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a Mind Flayer in the original Final Fantasy, but in the North American version, he was just called Sorcerer.
Huh.
In the original port of the North American version, because I guess it was still an intellectual property of Wizards of the Coast, and Nintendo of America wasn't sure.
Do
or
they
Capcom
own-
of America, I guess.
if you like Chris Angel, it's Mind Freak.
Mind Freak.
Yeah.
That is Mind Freak.
Sad to
Yeah.
say.
He is actually an Illithid, and you guys will find out why.
What with his squid face? It's what gave him away.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing another D&D one.
Yes,
Good.
so this
it's going to be a good day for the artists.
Yeah,
like that.
this episode
Which is me.
Will probably be a one-off. If you guys didn't listen to the last D&D episode, you don't really need it. There will be a couple things I mentioned,
Yeah.
which I'll brush you up on again.
That's episode 19, I believe,
Yeah,
by the way.
19. It was right
19
before
with
the
Dungeons
season
and
finale.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
No level 11.
No level 11 spells.
Spells
Very
anymore,
good, Jamie.
all that
Because of Karsus's folly. Because he tried to make himself a god and picked the god of magic and thus broke all magic and
Damn it.
ended his own spell in the process.
Yep. And he's a dickhead in League of Legends.
Yeah. Karthus, but it's close.
Yeah.
So, Mind Flayers, sometimes known as Illithid, are a race of hyper-intelligent, evil humanoids with purple skin and a squid for a face.
That's good for a face.
You guys may have seen them. I did post a picture of them in the Discord. I don't know if you guys are active.
No, I didn't see that. But I already knew what a Mind Flayer looked like.
Yeah, they basically have an octopus for a face.
Cthulhu wizards.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very Lovecraftian. Pretty obviously based on Lovecraft's horrors.
Yeah.
The ones in Demon Souls use their tentacles to like paralyze your character, and they'll come over to you, and then they have a grab attack where they'll lift you up and they shoot a spike through your head, I think.
That's basically a Mind Flayer from D&D.
Well, they're called Mind Flayers in.
Yeah,
Demon's
I'm saying
Souls.
That's not like, oh, they happen to have the same name but like a different thing. That sounds like exactly like what a Mind Flayer.
Do they have the spike?
They don't have the spike, but that can kind of be like a metaphor.
Yeah.
That's a very literal metaphor for what Mind Flayers are all about.
Right.
So they have the tentacles, which they can use to stun people or attack. They could slap you with their tentacles, stuff like that.
Molest anime girls.
Inside those tentacles, they have a circular mouth with like multiple rows of like shark teeth, basically.
Lovecraft just wrote about the ocean.
What's that?
Lovecraft just wrote about a big ocean. I guess.
Yeah, he was the skipper on Jacques Cousteau's boat.
That sounds like a squid.
The Old Man in the Sea. That was Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It was Cthulhu wrestling with a shark over a fish. That was his magnum opus.
Exactly. Yeah.
Despite these super scary tentacles, this super scary mouth,
and then he wrote "In Our Time and Space."
Yeah, exactly. The mountains of For Whom the Bell Tolls.
What?
Despite that, The Old Man in the Sea was actually written by Ernest Hemingway, James.
So was In Our Time.
There we go.
And so was For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Yeah.
Okay, I've read half of For Whom the Bell Tolls. I didn't realize Old Man in the Sea.
The most dangerous part, despite all these things involving a Mind Flayer, the most dangerous part of a Mind Flayer...
It wasn't the tentacles.
...is not the tentacles, it's not the hentais. It is their sexy, sexy brain. Because they have what is called in D&D...
Which is the most attractive part of a woman. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
I'm not superficial.
Hey,
No.
Peter, gender does not exist in the Illithid culture. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, this is
There are no men and
dirty
women.
warframe.
That's it. I don't love a woman until I've taken her brain out.
So they
Until
have,
I've read her thoughts.
they have what's known as psionic powers, speaking of reading their thoughts, which they can basically use to just like kill people or, lift books and stuff.
This is reminding me of the slugs in Half-Life so far.
The advisors,
Yeah, kind of similar.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the alien face huggers.
An alien?
Yeah, don't really look like them, but it's kind of the same concept where they just grab you on the face.
They're rapier.
We'll get there, but that's where the Illithids are headed.
All right.
Hence the spike through the head that you saw.
So what we're covering right now is a history of a particular D&D race.
We're talking about a really interesting race from D&D.
Cool. I like it. I like drawing them as well.
It's a really cool story. Some really cool background and history to them.
I can't wait to draw them doing something very boring. But that is funny to me.
So
filing their taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Funny you mentioned that. The game that the monsters are playing in our last D&D image is called Death and Taxes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and it's got a little crashing stock market thing
on
the DM board.
Yeah.
We've gotten to the point where we have so much art that I don't even immediately remember all of them.
Well, yeah.
That one I definitely do. Yes.
I'm a busy bitch.
Yeah.
So what the Illithid are all about is enslaving other lesser races.
My kind of guys.
So they love slavery. They're the Deep South. Obviously pre-Civil War. Now everything is totally fine down there.
Yes, we fixed America from where we are currently.
Yeah, the Civil War did it all. Yeah. And it was all thanks to us, the lore boys.
Yeah.
That's what, Abraham Lincoln was a lore boy.
He was,
Yeah.
Emancipation Proclamation, co-written by Jamie.
Yeah. Some of his best work.
Yeah, I'd say.
Arguably, his best work is Destiny Episode 3, which is
no,
better than the Emancipation. It is objectively better than the Emancipation.
At least on par, yeah.
Yeah. I was less drunk for the Destiny thing.
Man, you were wasted that episode.
Yeah. Good times.
So they are out to enslave other races, and they are, damn good at it.
Yay!
Is it the psychic powers?
So, yeah, it pretty much is. One of their largest cities at one point had a population of 26,000, of which less than 3,500 were actual Mind Flayers.
Okay.
So it's like almost a 10-to-1 ratio of mind flayer to slaves.
It's like the special classes they used to put me in with the teachers.
Exactly. You outnumbered them 10-1.
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking there was that one school where there's 10 teachers for every one person.
10 teachers just for you.
I think that's
Jesus
whenever I hit
Christ.
my head.
Jamie, those are called handlers.
Those are called doctors.
Yeah.
Handlers.
He's a handful. What can I say?
Yeah.
So the origin of the mind flayer is a little muddy.
Okay. Just make it up.
2nd edition and 4th edition basically say one thing, or 3.5 edition and something called Starjammer say another thing.
Starjammers.
So
Are those for the radical 90s? Fucking. Dude, is that like the 3
Or
attractive teens who transform into mind flayers?
Sorry,
after getting special powers.
I thought it was more of the people who hung out around Hollywood trying to jam some stars.
Starjammers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stalkers.
I did misspeak. It is Spelljammer, not Starjammer. But
Spelljammers.
Yeah.
Same thing, same show.
same thing. Yeah, they hang around Hollywood, try and jam some spells.
Yeah, I guess. I was still thinking of the same like television show that and that would like kind of come up as like a 90s show where the kids transform into things.
Yeah. So this is a little technical, but Spelljammer is actually 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. It's like a different setting. So Dungeons and Dragons, you have this like core rule set, and they have the world of Faerun, and this is like an alternate history where they can basically set up like different.
Which one did we talk about in the Dungeons and Dragons episode?
We talked about Neverwinter,
Right.
which is the same as like Dritz Duerden and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
honestly, everything we talked about the last episode is canonical in Spelljammer too. It's just there's some things like modern day that might be different, like different nations or stuff like that.
Okay.
But all the stuff that we talked about would apply to that
deal
as
with
well. And we're gonna go with the Spelljammer and 3.5 edition definition of where Illithid come from. Just because when Spelljammer was released, they did like the longest section on mind flayers that has been done. So it's like the most complete source of information. So we just use that as canon. It's always canon now. So
yeah, we have our own canon for a lot of things.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're gonna get a little more into the description. Can I ask you a couple questions?
yeah, please do.
No, you may not.
Hit
Yeah.
me.
So, how tall-ish are they?
Great question. They're always between 5 foot and 6 foot, and they're always between 130 pounds and 270 pounds.
Oh,
What an oddly specific detail.
Yeah,
And
and
we will get
How
there,
do
my
you
friends.
know so fucking? Okay, never.
Okay, we can jump ahead. So basically,
Don't jump ahead.
No, yeah.
Hey, we learned about storytelling, baby.
I
thought storytelling was I supposed to catch up with you guys.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, we're asking questions, and it's like, and it's all will
Fuck
be.
all y'all.
Yeah,
I'm a storyteller.
And what color is their? Is it like a human body with an octopus on like a hat?
Not like a hat. It's their head is
More
is
like a
an
mask.
octopus.
Like a mask. Okay.
They got an octopus. They got an octopus head. Like imagine, without the human lips,
Oh.
Davy Jones from Pirates of the
Yeah.
I
Caribbean
was
2.
just about to say
It is.
Hey.
He's obviously Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean was obviously inspired. by
Okay,
Hmm.
Ethan's showing us a picture now, and it looks like a guy in armor with like a vampire type like back flap behind his
Yeah,
head.
he's got the high vampire collar.
He's got the
Dracula collar.
the starched collar.
Yeah.
And then an octopus's face. Okay.
Yeah, so they're always purple. They're covered in like a mucousy sheen.
Oh, they're moist.
I think they always have between like 4 and 6 tentacles. I think maybe 4. I might be thinking of beholders there. Which beholders would be a really cool episode to do another.
Those are the eyes with the other eyes on them that shoot lasers.
One big eye with
teeth.
many eye stalks on it.
Oh, it's always within the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The mind flayers in the eye of the beholder.
Ooh.
That's great, Jamie.
That's bad.
As somebody who plays a lot of D&D, nobody's ever made that joke before.
Wow.
And you killed it. You just killed it.
I hung my head there.
With arms wide open? What? Are we taking requests? Or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So of the two theories, I'll brush on them both shortly. One of the theories is that Illithid are actually humans that basically grew up on a distant planet at a different time. So kind of like Star Wars. You're like, how can there be humans in a galaxy far, far away a long, long time ago? But this is basically...
With spaceships and lasers?
Well, this is the same theory that it's like there were somehow, and they grew up to be mind flayers. They just, like, human evolution will take us to that point eventually.
God, I hope so.
Another one is...
There's nothing I find sexier than a tentacle beard.
We just get to a point in space where, like, to travel farther, there's just this, like, really big, like long net with like holes in it, but in every hole there's an octopus. So to get through, you gotta like pop your head through.
So another theory is that they're a super advanced alien race that actually reached the end of time and the end of the universe and realized that they were going to die. So fearing their own annihilation, ended up inventing something to send a bunch of them back in time.
Okay.
To about 2,000 years before most D&D settings take place.
Okay.
Interesting.
You guys ever watch Kenny versus Spenny?
Yeah.
Do you remember when
Who can wear
Spenny
an
got
octopus on their head?
got poisoned? Yeah, exactly. Got poisoned with LSD.
Yeah.
And the challenge was who could wear an octopus on their head the longest.
Oh.
And Kenny had set it up to look like a Rasta beanie with dreads coming out, like tentacle
so
dreads.
good.
It was so fucking funny.
I missed that episode.
Oh my god.
That's like
That fucking
all-time.
show.
That's an all-time right there.
Oh yeah.
I don't know who would want to have an octopus on their head anytime. And I can only imagine on LSD that would be very uncomfortable.
And it's not just on LSD, spiked with LSD.
Yeah, exactly. Spenny did not know he was going to be on LSD.
Yeah. Which I don't believe it. But
And
That's
then
like
they-
the movie. That's the Netflix special Wormwood that just came out, where they put the guy in LSD and then he like kills himself, and there's a whole FBI case behind it. Watch that; it's really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wormwood, everybody.
Wormwood, check it out. Guy does LSD, kills himself.
No, like the government gives him LSD
Yeah.
unwittingly, and
Some
then
like
he
MK
kills
Ultra
himself.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
It
yeah,
is,
yeah, like
yeah.
some rosebud thing.
Yeah.
Some rosebud. It's the name
Bluebird.
of the sled.
Bluebird.
Yeah. Yeah, so the theory that they travel back in time to about 2,000 years before us is the one that we're going with.
All right.
Because it makes the most sense. It makes more sense to me than like super evolved humans that just
Turned
evolved
into
parallel
squids.
to us. I mean, in this world, humans were created by a very
God.
a tangible god.
Yeah.
So it would make sense in that regard, but I still like the reach the end of the universe, travel back in time because the universe was ending. Theory better.
Just like they're like an old family.
Yeah.
And like a station wagon, like,
Yeah.
turn it around, kids.
Yeah.
Nope.
Am I supposed to know what God created humans? That we did it last time.
We talked about it last time. I don't even.
It
remember.
wasn't
I don't
Tiamat
remember.
or whatever, was it?
No.
Yeah.
I remember Steve Aoki was the creator of all, and then he made two sisters, and one of the sisters created humans.
Right.
I don't remember their names, so
No, me neither. Steve Aoki was there.
Saloon,
though.
maybe.
Yeah.
So whichever story.
Nick Cannon still hasn't gotten back to
This
it.
was months ago, or like drunk years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh Christ! Yeah, exactly.
Alcoholic years. Is
Yeah,
what we
exactly.
operate on.
Yeah,
They're like
it's-
dog years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Because we're a bunch of dogs. So one thing is certain: whenever they arrive in the material plane, which is something we talked about last time. So
That's us.
yeah, all the different universes. There's like the material plane. There's the Feywild. There's the Shadow Plane, which are just like different realms.
Yep.
Jamie, for your purposes, you
Warrens.
think Warrens exactly.
Yeah.
What?
That's
It's
Steven
from
Erickson
Malazan.
again.
It's
yeah.
just different worlds
Oh.
which have different properties but are very similar,
Right, yeah.
and or different. There's the Astral Plane, which is where all the gods live, which has the unique property of being infinitesimally small. If
Cool.
that doesn't really make any sense, but that's what they say, so you know we go with it.
Whatever.
There's probably realms that are like completely inhabitable to other people. Like the realm of fire, you have
Yeah.
to be like a certain
Yeah.
type of person to be able
There's
to live
the
there.
elemental realms. So
Yeah.
basically, we have
where you get golems.
there's no agreement on
Probably.
you get titans, but
Oh, that makes more sense.
there's no agreement.
I saw Hercules.
Yeah, exactly. There's no agreement on what the actual order of the planes is because, like, in-world scholars, so like scholars who are written about by real people,
Authors writing fictional authors
Exactly.
writing fictional books about a fictional place.
don't agree with them. So the most commonly accepted one is we have the prime material plane where we live, right in the middle,
Yeah.
flanked by the Feywild and the Shadow Plane.
Okay.
Circling those would be the elementals with the astral plane somewhere in the middle there.
Oh, okay.
And then on the outside are the outer realms, which is like the abyss and hell, basically, or the infernal realm. And
Wow.
yeah, it's all that fun stuff. So this is something that we talked about last time. If you're really lost and you really want to know more, go check out Lower Boys episode 19 because we go into
We
depth
did it.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So when the Mind Flayers arrive in the material plane, they go to enslaving and building their empire like as fast as possible. So,
Oh wait, they're mind flayers.
yeah.
What'd you hear?
Like
Mind
road
flayers?
flare. Like
Yeah.
like oh, okay.
Oh,
I
you heard
just-
mind Flare.
Yeah, there's
no,
Sorry,
Mind Flare is
sorry.
a spell, isn't it?
Sorry?
Mind Flare is a spell?
It might be. I'm
the
not-
Flayers of Minds. Okay,
yeah,
that
they
makes
flay them.
Yes, they flay your
Oh.
mind.
They
will cleanse your thoughts.
makes way more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Mind Flare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue that we
Yeah,
have here
I'm sure
yeah.
you're not the only one listening.
in Michigan,
Yeah.
where we say
For a
Toronto.
podcast host, I'm notoriously bad for not enunciating my words. properly. Assumably.
Assumably.
You were right, Peter. You were right.
I
Peter.
know
You were
I
right.
was right.
Yeah,
No.
he was right. He was right. He was right.
Really?
It was presumably. Yeah.
Presumably.
Yeah.
Not presumedly.
Well,
It is.
everything else goes Edley.
Yeah.
Why does presumably?
What did you presume?
You were too presumptive.
Yeah. Presumptuous.
Micropenis.
Micropenis. Your dog is so fucking cute right now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Ice has been sitting with Peter the whole time. Every once she gets up, like lifts up her head to smile at him, and then he'll give her a boop and she'll lay back
That
down.
is one cute bitch.
Yeah,
Ethan
and I are Pablo. We almost called you Pablo. Peter and Ice are bonded.
What the fuck?
pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul Dango.
Paul Dango.
Paul Dango, Pablo.
Paul Pablo Dango. Yeah, so they arrive in the material plane and they set about setting up their own empire and
Right.
just enslaving like countless races. So
Basically immediately.
yeah, like right away.
So are they predisposed to slavery? Where did they enslave each other in their own
no,
future?
no, they didn't. They just see themselves as like better than everyone else.
Oh, okay.
Everything else is just a tool for their own means. They
I
should
like-
be in charge, kind of
I
thing.
like that. Like a super literate slave would be like born into slavery, and like people would be like, "Slave, do this. Sorry, it's not my fault. I'm predisposed to slavery." It's a
You're
funny
free,
thing to
but
say.
I'm predisposed to slavery.
Yeah, be sensitive.
I mean, yeah.
I'm slavery sensitive.
I-
I can't be a slave for too long. It gives me diarrhea.
Yeah.
Slavery
Yeah.
intolerance.
Yeah, that's it.
Which we all are.
Which, for the record,
Yeah.
yes.
So, the Illithids arrive at the material plane, they set up their empire, and they quickly set up the largest and most powerful empire that the multiverse has ever seen.
Wow.
So
Immediately?
well, not immediately, over the course of 2,000 years.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
relatively
that's not
quickly when
bad.
you consider the length of the universe.
Yeah.
But they were a hyper-advanced race that had traveled back in time, so they kind of had a leg
They're
up,
cheating.
you know? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They
They showed up
they
with
got
all
a
their
head start on
showed
that.
up with all their bronze.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we don't even have to mind this shit.
Yeah.
Uh,
We already have stone tools. This will be a cinch.
but they still got to put like an eyedropper of water on their squid head every once in
Yeah.
a while.
Oh yeah, it's like a southern general or whatever,
Yeah.
where instead of dabbing the sweat off his forehead,
Yeah,
he's got like a
dab-
moist
yeah,
towel.
Dab a little bit on.
Dude, I guess these guys are just kind of in my head.
Jamie,
just
you
like,
are very not far off on that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
just like Kentucky colonels because they love slavery so much. I was like, do declare.
Do declare.
But
Oh,
they have so many-
Annabelle, I do declare.
They
It
have
is
so many tentacles of Annabelle, I do.
Yeah. I do declare.
Annabelle, I do declare that it is rather warm here on this material plane. Just like dabbing it up.
Dabs.
She's got the big ass dress.
Yeah, that's it.
For all our younger audiences, dab does not mean put your nose into your elbow
Arm
hole.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it means to dab. Look it up.
Daddy,
Read a book, younger listeners.
Yeah, you piece of shit.
I love y'all. I love
Diamond.
Y'all. Yeah. Diamond knows dab. Diamond is like a 26-year-old man trapped in a 13-year-old body. As you'll soon find out. when you get there.
Is a 46-year-old colonial war vet trapped in the body of a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
He knows how to dab. I do declare.
Doug Dimmadome over the Dimsdale Dimmadome. I guess I forgot to do it. I was trying to put the timestamp in our thumbnail from where in the DeviantArt page where you can find where the thumbnail came from because I understand our artwork makes no sense. I'm thinking it might be the Kentucky Colonel with his tentacles curled up to look like a mustache.
It's a good front runner.
Dabbing,
It's a good front runner.
dabbing it. We'll see where the show
And
goes.
with like one of his slaves standing behind him with a bucket, goop for him to dab in.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
like exactly.
Yeah.
A bucket of octopus slime.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeremy, bring up another bucket.
I'm
My
gonna-
rag is getting a rather prickly.
Could you bring forward my phlegm bucket? I'm gonna need to just douse myself.
My phlegm bucket.
Look at that.
Oh my god.
It's great that you called it because you did call it. When you're right, I gotta say.
God, these things are so weird.
So
13 essential sweats and spices.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my secret blend of phlegms and spices.
Kentucky flayed chicken.
Oh
my God,
these are
it's a
good episode
chicken.
titles too.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's like a chicken just like all bound up being flayed
Oh,
by
like-
an octopus.
I'm like the board of wood.
Yeah.
It's like an X. Oh yeah, those were all good episodes.
This is great.
Shit.
This is gold, guys.
Let's go. Call it.
This is gold.
All right, our careers have peaked.
Yeah, that's it.
Fuck.
It's all downhill from here. So, largest, most powerful empire in the multiverse. They had the power to create artificial worlds. They even built one like around a star, basically like a Dyson sphere, or more like the rings of Saturn, but they just built it around a star, and that's like where they all hung out. So you can literally like walk around the sun.
It's like the particle cloud that formed our
Take
solar
your wallet.
system, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Do they wait a second?
Formed all the planets, yeah.
Do they use this as like? Is this made of magic or is this all physical dust?
No, it's like they made like they built it using their mind magic, rearranged physical dust to build like actual cities. An actual city that was just a ring around a sun.
Cool.
They were so powerful at one point because demons and devils. I don't know if I touched on this last time. Demons and devils are different things, and they're very much not on the same side in D&D.
Yes, I recall. Demons are newer than devils, and devils came from the fallen goddess who had her soul punched out of her.
Demons to me sound unbound, and devils seem like they're all on the same side for something.
It's pretty close because there's.
Was I close at all, or did I make that whole thing up?
Yeah, you're pretty close too.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But basically, in D&D, there's something called an alignment chart, which
Yeah.
is lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful neutral, chaotic neutral.
It's true neutral or whatever. Yeah. Is the free bingo token in the middle
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Lawful good, neutral good, or lawful evil, neutral evil, and chaotic evil.
Okay.
Devils are lawful evil. Demons are chaotic evil.
Okay.
So they're just like fuck everything. Everything must burn. Whereas devils are like bankers.
Right.
They're like let's subject the poor.
They're
and rule
business
it.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's shake my hand, sell your soul.
Illithid are considered like one of the purest representations of lawful evil in Dungeons and Dragons, and like devils were like, yeah, we gotta fucking stop these guys. With demons who are just like, let's fucking kill everything.
Okay, yeah, well, because the oops, shit. Yeah, I totally fucking slammed into the
Devils
Peter's having
are
a boxing match with Mike over there.
What?
Devils are filthy capitalists, and demons are punk rock.
Yeah.
That's how
Exactly.
And now they're encroaching on their turf now because the mind flayers like slavery so much they're turning to higher profit because they don't have to pay their staff.
Yeah, exactly.
And the devil bankers are just like,
We can't subjugate the poor when they're not making income.
we were so reliant on interest rates that
Yeah.
we forgot to enslave people.
Yeah, that's it.
And then the secretary is like, it's a form of slavery. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not working good enough. He's like
Yeah.
out his office. It's like a 10th floor office window. He's like staring at a guy with a squid man with a plantation. He's just like,
Oh, what son of a bitch.
that colonel.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the
Colonel
like,
Nine-
that Yankee boy's looking at me again.
Yeah.
Look at him with his free country.
That Wi-Fi will give you cancer.
Yeah. So these guys are strong. So like everybody's scared of them. And
Wait, who are we talking about again? We're
Mind
talking
Flayers.
the mind flayers.
Mind Flayers.
Mind
Yeah.
flayers are
Still
are
the
strong.
mind.
They're so strong that the
Flayers.
devils and demons want to make an alliance because they're like these guys are out of control strong. As they're kind of negotiating this alliance, the primary slave race of the Illithid, known as the Gith, end up developing after like thousands of years. They end up developing a resistance to their psionic powers.
Oh, that makes sense.
So all of a sudden, guns in the hands of the slaves.
Okay.
And there's a revolution. And like I said before, 3,500 mind flayers in a city of 26,000.
it's like Haiti.
Yeah.
It's like the Haitian Revolution is
Yeah.
what happened. The slaves rose up and killed their masters.
Exactly. And
Wow.
good on them.
Thank God. I don't know when this is, so don't ask me. I'm not to the lore of Haiti.
Floor Boys canon.
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah.
That's why everyone was celebrating.
Seems late.
So they were led by. They weren't called the Gith yet. They were kind of just like a nameless race because they had lost their names while being subjugated.
Obviously.
as slaves. They were led by a warrior Gith, and she led them. She led them like across the Illithid Empire and basically caused the whole thing to collapse.
What do the Geth look like?
So the Gith are like kind of look like very tall goblins. So they have like long pointy ears, kind of like gray, beige, greenish skin. They have like sharp teeth. They're very lanky. And there's actually 2 factions of Gith because after they end up collapsing the whole Mind Flayer society, they end up having a civil war themselves, and they split into the Gith Yankee and the Gith Zerai, which in D&D terms, they're 2 distinct races, and one is evil, one is good.
Yeah,
but
the Gith Yankee and the Confederate Gith.
The Gith Yankees are actually the Confederate. The Gith Zerai are the Yankees.
Damn.
Because the Gith Zerai are the good ones, and the Gith Yankee are the bad ones.
Damn.
Yeah. So wait.
It's a bizarro world.
I did this in the last episode, and maybe I'm just the slow one, but I'm a little lost. So what I want to do is we have the Mind Flayers. They're super powerful. They are lording over a bunch of slaves, right? Mm-hmm. And then now you have the Gith, right?
The Gith were their slaves.
The Gith are their slaves. And now there's 2 of them, but we don't really care about the 2 of them right now. That was just an extra detail.
That's a detail. That actually happens after the whole revolution. So the Gith are their slaves. The Gith revolt because the Gith harden their brain muscles enough that the psychic powers of the Mind Flayers don't affect them anymore.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, these guys with like swords have like a real chance to
they've lost their chains a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 10 of them to every one. These are your 10 handlers, and you're 1 Mind Flayer. Okay. And your psychic and your handlers are telling you, no, Jamie, you don't actually have psychic powers. You can't hurt us. And they end up tackling you and putting you in a room or something.
Okay. So we have the slave masters and the slaves. We have one really strong slave, and her name was
Gith. And she actually gives the entire race its name.
Oh, okay. It's just like how Mr. People killed all of the Neanderthals.
Exactly. That's why we're all people.
Yeah.
Dr. Human People.
Dr. Mr. Human.
Dr. Mr. Human People, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So these Gith make a point of killing every Mind Flayer they come across, like as you would, right? If you're an escaped slave.
Is it Gith or Jith?
Gith.
Okay. Oh, don't start that.
Yeah, no, I'm that guy at the guy who wants to start a riot who just throws a chair.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa.
It's Gith here, and I say Jiff in real life, so there we are. I'm a dirty Jiffer.
Oh man, stop with the mayonnaise.
Outed myself.
We're gonna lose fans.
So, honestly, killing Mind Flayers becomes the Gith Yankee and the Gith Zerai's like thing.
They're hunting them down.
They all move to the Astral Plane because it's like they're like, oh, they go to the Promised Land. They in this case they're not slaves, but they're the Jews after the Holocaust. And they're like, you guys can have Israel. So they go.
Oh, I was thinking it was more of a Moses thing.
No, so they go to the Astral Plane.
Was Moses after the Holocaust?
No, I was thinking
about the same time. It was right around the Haitian Revolution.
Exactly. Whatever.
So they go to the Astral. They float around. The Astral Plane is just like space. Basically.
Same story. They just changed the name of some of the characters.
The Astral Plane is just like space, and they basically float around on like pirate ships with like sails that can move through space.
Like Treasure Planet?
Yeah, just like Treasure Planet.
Hell yeah.
And they basically hunt like every Mind Flayer that they see because they're like some of the only people that can actually stand up to them.
Okay.
Nice.
The Mind Flayers end up running to Faerun, the planet that D&D takes place on, or at least some of them do. There might be some more out in space we don't know about. But they come to Faerun and they hide in what's called the Underdark, which would probably...
I know the Lords of the Underdark is an expansion for D&D Online or something.
Probably, yeah.
I went to the Underforge last night in Skyrim.
It's completely very different.
I remember
the
Underforge?
Yeah,
it's under the Skyforge.
Right.
Where you meet the werewolves.
So you become a werewolf. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyways, that's unrelated. What's the Underdark?
The Underdark, we'll probably touch on another time. It's basically like, the Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah.
Theory? You're gonna call it theory?
Yeah.
There's a theory that the moon is hollow.
The Hollow Earth truth.
Hollow Earthers. Like, oh my god.
It's basically like a lot of this planet is hollowed out, and there's entire races of things living down there. The Drow, Dark Elves,
like Terraria,
come from the Underdark. So Dritz Duerden comes from the Underdark. They're a matriarchal society that worships spiders.
Yes, we talked about this and how horrible that is.
But we can
the spider thing.
There's a lot to talk about with the Underdark. The spider thing.
That's a good thing to clear up, actually.
Spider thing. Yeah, not fond of that.
I don't know. I like some mama spiders.
Mama spider.
Is it mama spiders that are covered in thousands of writhing spider babies?
Oh, that's just how I like it.
Oh man, imagine the tingles of 1,000 spiders crawling up your body.
Crawling up your butthole.
It must be like what heroin feels like.
No, it's when you're off heroin. That's what it feels
Oh yeah,
like.
1,000 spiders. Yeah.
So the Illithid make it to Earth. So now that they're here, what do? What do you guys think that they do?
Enslave humans.
What, Peter? Where would you get that idea?
They're slave happy.
They are hunting for brains. So
Okay.
The Illithid like brains.
They eat brains?
They eat brains.
Okay.
They do
like
what?
eat, or are they powered by like thought and fear or something?
Eat.
Okay.
There's, they're,
Sorry, go
like,
ahead.
are they zombie slave masters? Are they like big old computers just trying to take all of our little memories and like put them all in there? What
They're
are they
psychic
doing?
monsters. I think the fact they're powered by brains is feasible
Now they do gain.
in the realm of psychic squid people.
Yeah,
It is
I
important.
shouldn't be skeptical about the D&D
Yeah,
universe.
fantasy,
but yeah,
What is the science behind this work?
Yeah,
It's
no.
magic, Jamie. It's
yeah.
magic.
I understand they went to the end of the world, turned around, but what do they eat?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
So
Brains, apparently.
intelligent brains.
Oh.
The brain of a sheep won't work. The brain of a mouse won't work.
What about like a social sheep?
Imagine
Somebody
we-
just follows,
sheep,
just
yeah.
follows trends.
Imagine we worked that way. Like, oh wow, oh this cow passed a test.
Yeah, that's it.
It's triple AB.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the grade is a grade that the cow gets on a test before it's
Yeah.
slaughtered.
The brains of dogs wouldn't work except for the ones.
Marika.
Yeah,
Sorry.
The brains of dogs wouldn't work except for the ones that appear on the show Dogs with Jobs because they pass the test.
Right.
Oh yeah. They can do a
Canine
lot.
unit,
Yeah.
delicious.
So they eat brains. The tentacles on their face have these narrow canals in them, which secrete an acidic enzyme. They basically will stun their opponents with their psychic powers, walk up to them, put their tentacles on their prey's head, and just secrete these enzymes will just digest the skull. And
Kind
then
of like
just,
starfish, right?
Yeah,
Or
then they'll
however
just
they eat.
eat the brain right out of there.
What?
Oh.
Okay, wait. We're talking lore, and that's what we do. But like, if I was playing D&D and I ran into this at level 2,
You're
I'm
dead.
dead.
You're dead.
Immediately dead.
Yeah, yeah.
And what kind of level do you got to be to get to these?
I'm not actually sure.
Isn't it like 7 or something? 7 or 8?
I'm gonna guess. This is a complete guess.
It's high.
Because I've
Yeah.
never played in a campaign with one, but I'm gonna guess 12.
12?
But I'm just gonna guess.
Okay. What was that really
No,
strong
7.
thing?
Oh,
7?
Tarask.
You
Oh,
nailed it.
Tarask.
Yeah, that's
I
the
right?
30. You were right. Yeah.
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember. I've never actually played a campaign of D&D, but I love the art. I've gone through the monster guides
Yeah, yeah.
1,000 times.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So this enzyme, which is like boogers, because it just comes out of their tentacles and they snort it out all over their victims. Actually, also coats the mind flayer. So this is where you called it.
This is their mucus bucket.
It's
that
a-
they have
it's a
Jeremy bring up.
Exactly. It's a special.
If you're named Jeremy out there, I'm sorry that I used you as the Gith slave
the
name.
guest slave.
It just rolls off the tongue
Yeah.
well when you're doing a
It's a
southern
very
accent.
it's a very Gith Yankee name. You know what I mean? Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy, get the gift bucket.
It's a special booger which is acidic, digests skulls. It also enhances their psychic abilities. It also prevents oxygen from touching their skin.
I like that one sentence you said. So it's a special.
It's a
booger-
special
bubbler
booger, yeah.
That digests their skulls.
So a dry mind flare not covered in boogers is considerably weaker than one that is covered in boogers.
Are they flaky?
They dry out.
Huh?
They have eczema. They dry out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Are they like homeless mind flayers, all dry and gross, and they're like, "Don't look at him, son," and then just like walk past, sort of thing.
Spare brains. Spare brains.
Someone just like walks by, taps themselves on the ear a little bit, like.
So
God bless you. God bless you.
Yeah.
Holding doors open at the metro with his tentacles, just like nobody gives him change.
Yeah. So
Tim Hortons cup.
they eat intelligent brains, which they need for just the sustenance, just gray matter, put in their bellies, fill them up, yummy, 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 in my tummy. But they also absorb thoughts and memories from their victims.
Oh.
So when you're an alien living in a very dangerous part of a foreign world, it's probably a good idea to eat the victim's brains and get some scouting information, right?
At least get like a vague understanding
That's
of the
it.
local area.
You eat
So
100 in the
can
woods
take
and
the
you'll know where the
bus.
town is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say that just kind of sprung like an idea like for a stealth like type game where you are one of these mind flayers and you have to kind of like sneak into an area, but you're like not with all your other mind flayers, so you're actually kind of vulnerable. You gotta get in, you can grab some memories, you start to know where people are, where things are.
That'd be cool.
It's like the radio towers in Assassin's Creed. Like you unlock chunk of the
Yeah,
map when you
exactly.
drink, when you
Your
like,
brain.
you get into a taxi and you eat the taxi driver and you get like a big chunk of the map.
Yeah, that's cool.
Patent pending. The Lore Boys, that's our video game. We're big enough to make a video game.
Ethan, can you make a world for me where you DM me and I'm just one mind flayer in a giant world?
I sure can.
Okay, yeah, let's record it and put it on our new podcasting host.
It's great because there's a plot hook.
What?
There's
Because we can make as many as we want now.
Right.
we're switching to Pippa, so we can make as many podcasts as we want.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, special episodes.
We can make lore girls next, and we can all just be
Be
girls.
girls, yeah. Yes, finally.
Yeah.
So, for a healthy, well-balanced diet, a mind flayers need 1 intelligent brain per month.
That's it.
It's not that bad. In order to just survive, they need 1 brain every 3 months.
What kind of degree are we talking here?
A bachelor's.
Can they eat multiple liberal arts majors in a month? And
Yeah.
does that count as like one person?
That counts
with
as
a real
one
job?
person.
Yeah.
Just like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
Throwing shade. I mean, I understand.
Throwing shade at him. Yeah.
I have a real art degree. Yeah, that's the problem. Not even liberal arts. I didn't even have to read anything.
And I don't have any degree.
I am illiterate.
Yeah, I don't know why that's shitting on me saying that you use less science for your degree. But anyway.
We said multiple. It takes multiple liberal arts.
Yeah, like
graduates
let's
to
say
make
there's
one real person.
Let's say
Yeah.
let's say there's 1,000 calories, 1,000 brain calories in a science brain that the mind flayer would eat.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's got to eat. It's like going to McDonald's 3 times a month, right? Is like 3 liberal arts students.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 1 brain a month is 120 or 12 a year. They live about 100.
Wait, let me check that. I don't believe you.
They live about 120 years. So that's 1,440 over the course of their life.
That's not that much.
For an entire colony, it's kind of a lot.
It's a lot of brains.
If there's
Yeah.
one guy in your town who killed 1,400 people,
How many
that
chickens?
guy would be a problem.
How many chickens do you think we killed in our lifetime?
A lot.
Me
A lot,
personally,
but that's it. It's
oh, I've eaten hundreds of chickens.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've eaten way more than that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
ate chicken today.
Way more than 1,440
Yeah,
in my lifetime.
I ate chicken today. I broke his neck and just
Yeah.
put it all in my
Drank
mouth,
the
pulled
blood.
out bones.
Yeah, just like bit down on the spine.
Yeah.
And it just like pulled it out, made a little xylophone.
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like sneeze and all the feathers puff out. Yeah.
Yo, did you ever see the episode of Mythbusters where they would shoot frozen turkeys out of a cannon at like a thing to see what kind of damage they would do to airplane windows? And there was one where they shot it at a wall and the skeleton just stopped dead and all the meat just like
The splatter.
slid off the bones.
No.
And it was just like a perfectly boned chicken. And then it's just bones and meat. They were just
As
separated.
someone who's worked in the kitchen of a restaurant, I had to debone a lot of chickens.
You didn't have a cannon. then.
No, we
Cannon,
didn't
yeah.
have a cannon.
You didn't have an air cannon?
Classic mistake.
Cannons
Yeah.
are going to eliminate a lot of jobs.
Small time kitchen jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Cannons and AI eliminating jobs.
So they're eating a lot of brains. I mean, it's not that many though. You're right.
I could shoot 10 chickens out of this cannon an hour. I don't need any. I could just fire both my employees, keep him around.
Yeah, I fired my employees and my cannons, and we're good to go.
Sorry to cut you off. I know you
Yeah.
were talking about something real
No,
that
that's okay.
it wasn't chicken meat cannons.
No chicken meat cannons.
Do you remember the chicken cannon from Royal Canadian Air Force?
No,
Yeah,
I
never
don't
watched
know.
Royal Canadian
I don't
Force.
know that show very well at all.
No.
I watched
I'm not gonna get.
22 minutes.
I'm not gonna get into it now.
Yeah, it's pretty Canada specific, and most of our dudes are from the States now.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fucking
Which,
Yankees.
which I guess was
Good
Fucking
thing we're
Yankees.
being super sensitive to American
God,
culture. this episode.
yeah. Boy, dude, we've never been for that. Slavery, Southern United.
It's all of them, I think. I'm uncultured.
Uncultured swine.
So you can see why most people don't like having them as neighbors. But you're right, Peter. 12 brains a year, that doesn't seem unreasonable.
Oh.
No.
Like Jamie says, we're chicken to them. Mind flayers got to eat, you know?
Yeah.
Mind flayers don't only eat brains, though. They have other uses for intelligent brains, which means they probably end up gathering a lot more than 12.
Do they build robots?
They don't.
Do they make Frankenstein's monsters?
Okay, wait. We're gonna make this. Are they the Matrix and they harvest brains? Like they incubate us and then like harvest brains just to fuel themselves?
No. Although they do fuel themselves with us.
Calories are technically fuel, yeah.
But
blue pill or the red pill?
But this is how they reproduce.
Oh.
They need
Skull
brains. Yeah, they need intelligent peoples to make a brain.
Do they lay 1,000 eggs on 1,000 brains?
They do lay a thousand eggs.
Because they're mollusks.
Give you that. Because they're basically amphibians, if you guys haven't figured it out yet. They walk around on Earth, but they're all covered in a mucus. They have a squid face.
Yeah.
So no surprise they do lay eggs.
Arguably the squid people thing was the more surprising part. And if you had said they gave live birth to squid babies, I'd be like, fine, whatever.
So they lay their eggs. They put these eggs in a pool of, I have this in quotation, I don't remember why, special brine. This is their secret mix of herbs and spices, I guess.
Yeah. This is where they get it.
It's made from the remains of other mind flayers. So other mind flayers will throw their bodies in this pool, decompose, and then this is where new mind flayers lay their eggs. They say that's a good place to lay.
Just like dinosaurs are born from oil.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen We're Back with Rodney Dangerfield.
I've seen, and John Goodman.
Yeah, there's a tip cut.
I love We're Back.
Inside the pool, the eggs will hatch and tadpoles will emerge. So suddenly, not squids, but frogs. Who knew? These
Get your shit straight, Gygax. Fuck.
These tadpoles will take 10 years to reach the end of their tadpole phase. So just to go from being.
But there's like a mid stage on frogs. Do they have this too? That's the frog with tail.
Yeah, kind
of tail.
This is where they reach that stage. So they grow only a couple inches over 10 years.
Me too.
Meanwhile,
I was talking about height, guys.
That got me. I was
That's
like
good.
off screen. I'm like scrambling because the beer's just out of reach for me, and I like fell over and come back. And Peter's making good jokes. This is great.
Hey, still memeing.
Yeah,
still
exactly.
memeing. Still maying.
You get a beer and you come back with it.
Yeah,
there you go. Still memeing.
Still maying. So over these 10 years, it's every tadpole for himself. So the tadpoles are constantly fighting, but they're not eating each other. They do kill each other, but the corpses go to good use.
They dissolve into the ooze.
Because plot twist, they're not alone in this special brine pool.
What? Is this still D&D?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not your 5th birthday party.
I've been in stasis for 21 years.
Uncle Stuart, what are you doing in the kiddie pool? I don't like your special brine, Uncle Stuart.
Oh my god. Oh my god. My eyes are still wet from the tears of laughing for the stuff that no one will ever hear.
So there's another inhabitant in the brine pool, something called the Elder Brain.
Oh. Is it like Metroid?
We both say, like we know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, we're intrigued.
Okay.
The Elder Brain is the final stage of the Mind Flayer life cycle.
Bless.
So this is like a granddaddy Mind Flayer, basically.
He built the plantation.
He
just sits on the porch and scowls at things that can't talk anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
It controls and guides a community of Mind Flayers. So there could be multiple Elder Brains in theory.
He's the Grand Wizard of the Mind Flayers, is what you're saying?
He's the Grand Dragon, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Well, he's one of the 9 Furies.
Yeah.
That's another Ku Klux Klan thing. They have fucked up names.
Yeah,
they're fucked up organization, and they have even more fucked up names.
Yeah. Less fucked up. More fucked up principles, but yeah.
No, the names are the worst part. No. It's all bad.
It's all bad, yeah.
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
Yeah.
So it controls and guides a community of Mind Flayers, either by filling them with dark dreams. So it gives them dreams while they sleep, like, oh, you want to rule the universe by enslaving people. Or like straight up through psychic domination. So it's literally, as you might have guessed, just a big brain
Wait a
in
second.
a kiddie pool.
These guys are kind of in like a enslavement cycle then, because if the brains are telling... The brain is presumably an older Mind Flayer that was told slavery is good, so they just kind of get taught this from birth by people that die and then grow up and teach other people that?
There's only one Elder Brain.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Just the one.
That was a twist I was not expecting.
Yeah,
that was a genuine, not a sarcastic. Oh.
So when a
That's very
Mind
much
Flayer
right.
reaches the end of its life, it sacrifices itself so that its brain can be consumed by the Elder Brain. So most Mind Flayers are unaware, but all their personality and consciousness is lost when joining with an Elder Brain. Only their knowledge and ideas are preserved. So the Elder Brain tells all these Mind Flayers, when it's your time,
You'll live forever.
don't become an Elder Brain. Join with me, and we'll become a stronger Elder Brain together.
What a bastard.
Okay, this is really
and
cool.
he's just fucking with them.
What a
This is-
bastard.
Yo, sorry, like this got so cool that I need to ask, like, who writes this? It's not just one guy, right? Like,
No,
there's
no,
a few
it's teams
people.
of people. Yeah.
What's he look like?
He's literally a giant brain in a kiddie pool with one big tentacle on his head.
That's the
On his head, on the top of his.
I'm gonna
brain.
have to put that in the picture somewhere, but I'm gonna take
I'll
some,
send you a composite,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take some liberties with that. But send me a photo.
Yeah.
Because that's really cool,
Yeah.
but boring.
Yeah.
I might give him glasses and like a mustache or something.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Make him look
Yeah,
like
we
a
gotta put
plantation
Ethan's
owner.
mustache in as many things as possible.
As many
I'm
things
just gonna
as possible.
retroactively go in and add it
Add the
into every
mustache there.
photo.
I'm
Yeah.
totally down.
Oh,
with
I was trying to. People were asking in the stream last night, like, who's who in the art, right? And I was like, okay, I'm the like
You're
someone
the guy in the middle.
I'm the guy with the beard. Peter's the guy with the glasses in the photo,
Yeah.
and then Ethan's the guy with the mustache. Then I realized we're probably one of the only 3 guys who are doing a video game podcast that don't all have beards.
Or a podcast period.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's
Beard,
true.
Yeah.
I shaved today because I'm
Beards
doing.
are in right now. Beards are hot.
I'm
Yeah.
doing a.
I did notice you shaved today.
I'm doing like okay, one shaving cream was on sale, and due to my current civil work, that
Yeah.
I decided to do a kind of like playoff beard thing
Yeah.
for it. So shaving cream was on sale. I'm like, well, this will add some spice to the proceedings. So
Yeah.
I shaved with a blade razor. So I'm like dolphin smooth right now.
As soon as I could grow like a half decent beard at like 21, 22, haven't looked back.
So the Elder Brain,
I did Wayne.
I said mother brain fucked up back like
Yeah.
months and months ago. It's mother brain.
Mother Wayne.
Yeah, for the
Weren't you
the
hammered
metro.
for that cast though?
Oh yeah, I was hosting and hammered.
And hammered.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
I
was
know
a
you're
good
hosting. I
cast.
thought you.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that the one with Child Protective Services
Yeah.
Ridley?
Yeah.
That's the one.
And then sorry for the I was gone for the Prime one.
Yeah.
But that's where we got our corn meme.
Yeah.
Which if we ever make shirts, the first shirt we'll ever make is just gonna be a piece of corn,
Piece of corn.
with a motivational quote written on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Crunch at us.
Just crunch at me. With a
You make
piece of-
shirts. You make shirts. Crunch at us.
Yeah.
So the Elder Brain may have godlike intellect, but it has nothing but one, like I said, rather pitiful physical attack. The tentacle on the top of its head.
So if you just walked up to it and punched it, would that work?
I mean, it does have psionic abilities, but it is surprisingly vulnerable.
What's a good class that has like a lot of move spaces and good attack?
Fighter, barbarian.
So-
Barbarian, by what you just described, is probably the best.
So
one.
like you want to be a barb, you want to run up and get a good crit and then hope that it goes well.
It's good because barbs, when they rage, are actually immune to a lot of psionic things because like they drop their intellect.
Yeah.
Literally, when you're
They
a
go
barbarian,
crazy,
you go into
yeah.
a rage, like you get dumber because you're just like, you're so mad. I'm so mad. I can't see straight. You become a Republican. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's another call out to all
Or
our
a
American fans
Democrat,
out there. We
or-
love you guys.
Or a liberal, or a let's just say them all so we don't get in trouble.
Or a cucktard.
Yeah.
Or a dinner.
Oh yeah, or a cucktard.
Yeah. Or a fucking field of burner.
A what?
Field of burner, Bernie Sanders.
Oh, Field the Burner. I heard Field of Burner.
Field-
Yeah,
the
me
burner.
too. I did hear that too. I thought it was a Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it's a
thing.
mind flare.
The
Yeah.
Field, yeah, the Field
Yeah.
of Burners. Field of Burners would be a good title for like a sad book written set somewhere in the Maritimes.
Or
Field
or
of
no
Burner
wait,
sounds like a depressing sequel to Field of Dreams.
it sounds
Yeah.
like no, it sounds like a drug lord's documentary.
A
Field of Burner?
Yeah, because he
Oh,
like throws away all his
yeah.
burner phones,
Yeah.
and then like you can grow drugs in fields.
And torches weed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You can grow some drugs in fields, not all drugs.
Well, you can grow a lot.
You can grow potatoes in fields.
Name one drug you can't grow in a field.
Meth?
Acetaminophen.
Meth.
Dude, have you seen the Tylenol trees?
Oh, I got a killer headache. I gotta go to the orchard, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's got the like, exact same commercial as like Tropicana
Yeah,
with like
yeah.
delicate
Yeah.
plucking of a pill bottle off of a
Full of
tree.
foam. So yeah, the reason why, the fact that they're so relatively defenseless is why they're in the kiddie pool, because it's usually sequestered at like the back of the village, like in a cave.
Yo, is the brine
well-guarded.
poison?
Sorry?
Is the brine poison?
It's-
Could you wade into it and then just punch the brain in the head?
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Oh really?
Hey, like assuming you weren't getting attacked by the brain and other mind flayers, like yeah, there's no special properties to the. It's like it's mind flayer mucus.
The ooze doesn't dissolve people.
Because like when an adult mind flayer sacrifices itself, it like gets into the pool, gives itself to the brain, the elder brain. The elder brain kills it, takes the brain out, then leaves the body in the pool.
Oh.
And the body just decomposes. So you're just walking in guts and viscera and stuff.
Man, yeah, these are the cat. It's like this is compost of the cashew shells. They ate all the nuts already.
Yeah. So back to the tadpoles. We've touched on the elder brain. Let's find out what's happening underneath this big old brain that's killing adult ones. The massacre continues until, on average, about 1 in 1,000 tadpoles survives. So
they gotta find a better way of having kids.
Well, this is to ensure that
their slaves never would have revolted if they if they're like betta fish and just kept them isolated from each other for fuck's sake.
The slaves are gonna have more reason to revolt.
You know what? Like maybe our race would be better off if it was a little harder to have kids.
Yeah.
So you know,
everybody's gotta have their kids in a pool filled with the bodies of their dead relatives.
Yeah,
that's the only way you're allowed to have kids.
Hey, I turned out fine. That's how my dad did.
So, 1 in 1,000 tadpoles left, and that's to ensure that the most determined and strongest of the Mind Flayers survives.
Only the strongest will survive.
Oh, dude, break it, Benjamin.
Blah, blah, blah. Cliche,
Bring
cliche,
it back.
cliche. So what's the next step? Well, now you have these 1 in 1,000 tadpoles.
Grow legs.
For the tadpole to become a Mind Flayer, it never grows legs. They need a living, intelligent, humanoid host.
Wait a second, is the Mind Flayer just the head?
This is where those intelligent brains come back in. So, in a process called seromorphosis.
Cool.
And this is a word that Google Docs recognizes, even though it's only used to describe the process of an illithid impregnating a human or a humanoid host.
Are you kidding me? You think the people who programmed Google don't play D&D?
That is a very good point. So, in this process, they grab a slave, place this mature tadpole at either at their nose or ear canal, and let it slither its way inside.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
The tadpole eats the brain in such a way that it removes all emotion and memory from the host, but not motor functions.
So that would be the frontal cortex, and they'd leave the brainstem and a lot of the back ends. It would be the front that'd be gone.
It then attaches itself to the brainstem.
They're like head crabs from Half-Life.
Now they're a lot like head crabs from Half-Life. But they're on the inside. From here, it controls the host body. Slowly, as it grows, it starts to eat more and more of the brain to make more room for itself inside the skull.
Scooch over, brain.
So the tadpole is essentially just a brain that just subverts another brain, like slowly over a process. The reason why tadpoles never I haven't reached this point yet.
No, this is cool, dude. No, this is cool.
As you may have guessed, the host body slowly transforms into that of a Mind Flayer, tentacles and all. So it slowly gets purple. It slowly grows tentacles out of its face and its mouth becomes all circular.
Oh, okay, cool.
Different jaw structure.
So the head crab. Well, I guess because D&D is old, the head crabs are very much like Mind Flayers, because when a head crab from Half-Life attaches to you, it nestles onto your head, starts to control you, but you're still alive underneath, which is why they beg for death when you light them on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they distend your fingers and you get your claws, and they tear your chest open so that they can still eat. By the way, I guess I never put that in the Half-Life episode. The reason the chest is open on a head crab zombie is because the mouth is covered, so they eat by putting food directly in the stomach.
You mentioned that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
so,
that's the only way I would know that.
When I visualize this, I think of it's probably not right. It's probably not right, but as someone who has to visualize this fantasy thing, and there's a little bit of leeway, right? I would think of the tadpole goes in, eats away part of the brain, right? And then becomes kind of more of a bubble where it creates its new brain on the inside, and then the tadpole becomes the face on the outside, but there is a brain on the inside. Because for an outside being to just become a brain, it doesn't make sense to me. But I'm trying to think.
You're right. It would have to grow through. Parts of it would have to grow through the face. All that's known is it does attach itself to the brainstem, because before it's fully transformed, it can walk around and control this thing.
Yeah, the brainstem is like your lizard brain. This is the thing that controls your heartbeat. This is the thing that controls all of your homeostasis to make sure your body's at the right temperature so it doesn't just decay.
Yeah.
And that's your brainstem. Yeah, that's your lizard brain.
Does lizards' brains?
So now
they still do it in you and I.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
How big are these tadpoles? They never really get that big. Are they born kind of like sea monkey size, and then they grow into tadpole size, and then you put one in your ear?
So they never really get longer than a foot. A foot is a long,
That's a hell of a lot of
a very large tadpole.
Octopus to put in your head.
Yeah, I mean they're like mice. They can collapse their bodies. They're like squishy.
This is all sounding like penises. They can get up to a foot long, but they collapse their bodies if they need to. It's really hard to fit.
They
but
can become
it'll work.
micropenises.
Yeah, it'll do it. Yeah.
So typically for the host,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Come on, none of us would.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
So typically for the host, there's a set weight and height the victims must have. So
this is what you were talking about.
as Peter, you just said, they only grow to a certain size. Like I said earlier, it always has to be a humanoid. Well, it doesn't always have to be a humanoid, but it's typically a humanoid between 5 and 6 feet and between 130 to 270 pounds.
Do the parent mind flayers get really upset when it's like, you're going to be a big, strong person one day? It's like, no, Dad, I want to be a pony. And they put him in a horse head.
No son of mine will be a damn pony.
But there's like those guys who are 265 when the mind flayers show up, and they just run to their local In-N-Out.
Yeah,
and they're
just chowing down.
Yeah. I'm 271. Sorry.
Give me that bottle of water. Give me that bottle of water.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta bulk up.
Yeah.
Bulking before the mind flaying.
I gotta mention, Ice has progressively been getting closer to Peter,
yeah.
like through the whole cast.
She's so cute.
That's a
right
cute
up
bitch.
now.
So there are exceptions to being a humanoid. A couple of the exceptions are if a group of mind flayers manages to stun a beholder, what we talked about earlier, it's a giant floating eye with a bunch of stalks with eyes at the end.
They'll shoot lasers.
Yeah, which is like one of the most memorable monsters from Dungeons and
They're
Dragons.
very iconic, yeah.
Yeah, with no obvious puns.
Yeah, exactly.
No one.
Nope,
Not one.
James, could you think of a good joke to go with that?
Oh,
Or would you need a team of-
beholders. They hate airline food.
What a zinger, James! You done? Are you fucking done?
I gotta buy multiple seats for all of my eyes.
Yeah.
Store your eyes in the overhead.
Yeah.
Beholders actually have their own really cool bit, which I'll probably do another episode at some point, just like this, where I just talk about how beholders are made, because it's fucking wild. You think this is crazy? Wait till you find out how beholders are made.
Next time on Lore Boys.
So when a group of mind flayers stun a beholder, because beholders are much stronger than they are, it takes a group.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Beholders are very, very dangerous. They use the ceramorphosis on them. And it turns them into what's called a mind witness, which is basically like a pet/radio antenna. So because beholders have really strong telepathic abilities too, they can just set them up like a radio tower and be
it like amplifies it.
Yeah, exactly. They can communicate
okay.
across longer distances.
Cool.
It's like your cell phone.
Have they ever mind flayed a dragon? Is there like a squid dragon?
They sure have. I'll skip ahead to
Oh,
that.
hell yeah.
Guys, what if... It's okay, no, keep going. You're on a roll.
It's called the Brain Stealer Dragon. Has one of the most, if not the strongest psionic blasts in the game. Since dragons already have a wicked high intelligence, and mind flayers also have a wicked high intelligence. So when you merge the two,
Two smarts make one big smart.
Yeah.
it has.
You smart, man.
It also has the tentacles, but the tentacles are much longer than a mind flayer, so it can get like serious reach with them.
Do they hang off its face? Is it like an octopus dragon?
Yeah, it's like right off its face, and they just reach out. It's not quite tentacles, not quite as long as a roper, but pretty close.
A what?
Sorry, another creature.
Why don't I play Dungeons and Dragons every week? This is so cool.
I ask myself that question all the time.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a group right now because my schedule is shit. That's the answer.
Hey, at least we get to record a podcast.
Yeah. Let's just start doing like a Dungeons and Dragons. Like I listen to a lot of podcasts for the last like 20 to 30 minutes to just play Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, let's do that, Ethan.
I'd be down.
You're DMing.
I'm always
Peter
down.
is two dwarves in a trench coat.
Yeah. That's what we said.
Yep, two dwarves in a long coat.
Yeah, that's it. Which it was a big hit on the stream, by the way. A couple people mentioned it.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're like, I love that idea.
Yeah.
And
I'm real crafty.
You're a boring boy.
I'll be the one tentacle from a mind flayer.
Jamie will be a human fighter.
That's what I played the first time.
I'm gonna be white guy from a video game.
I played a cleric and a fighter. Yeah.
So why the host body? What would happen? What do you guys think would happen if nature took its course and this little tadpole just ate beef and potatoes and grew up normal?
It would turn into a sad frog-looking thing.
I don't know.
You don't know. This is considered the greatest sin in Mind Flayer culture. Both Mind Flayers and their Elder Brain will go to extreme lengths to prevent this. As soon as a tadpole grows a few inches too large, it will be killed and devoured. So that's why they grow to a maximum length, not because they stop growing, but because
It's taboo.
yo, you too big.
Yeah. You too thick.
But it's because they're not taking a host? Is that they do that?
Yeah, because there's still too many tadpoles in the pool. So just because it's big doesn't mean it's the strongest. So
It's
they're
been
not
alive
willing,
for a
they're
long
not willing
time.
to take it out yet because it hasn't proven itself trial by tadpole fighting.
Yeah.
But they can't let it get bigger.
Why can't they let it get bigger?
Because it won't fit in the head.
If one of the not quite, but if one of these is ever sensed, one that's too long, a team of Mind Flayers will be dispatched to kill it. Which is why when you said earlier you wanted to play as a Mind Flayer, this is like they send out adventuring parties with specialized skills. So they basically set up like if you wanted to play a Mind Flayer campaign, this is a great plot hook. Like one of these tadpoles has gotten out. You're
a hit squad. You got to go kill kids.
You got to track it down. Yeah, you got to go kill a kid.
Nice.
But what's so wrong about just being a big old tadpole? Why don't you let a tadpole be a tadpole?
It means you're a freak, James.
Yeah.
Mind Flayers fear this more than anything else.
Tall children.
Humans, orcs, dragons, beholders. We've proven that they can conquer these things, but this thing is what they hate. The common theme with dragons, humans, beholders, all this stuff is that they're intelligent and they can be subjected to the Mind Flayer's whims.
Oh, are the tadpoles dumb? So they can't be manipulated?
When a tadpole is left alone, it becomes what's called a neothylid, which is this giant worm-like thing that has very, very low intelligence. So it's basically immune to all Mind Flayer attacks and the paralyzing stun from their mucus that Mind Flayers will inflict with their tentacles. Tadpole doesn't care. It lives in the same mucus, bro. So it becomes like this really, really dangerous, unstoppable killing machine.
It's kind of like a Leviathan thing.
Yeah, you said low intelligence. Is it high strength? Like high...
High strength, high dex, high con, high... Probably low charisma if I had to guess.
Yeah, it probably can't
I want
talk.
to play as one of those. Never mind. Yeah.
You want to be the God Slug?
Yeah.
It's typically not fun to play as low intelligence characters because you don't get to do any dialogue or like you need a certain intelligence to be able to speak any language. I think in Pathfinder it's 5. I'm not sure what it is in D&D.
Yeah, it's I don't mean to bring you off the story, but how often I know it's not often, but is it possible to do single player stories?
It is. Its balance is always a thing, and like you can have fun doing it too. It's just more fun with more people, but because it's also like
I feel like a world could cater my needs better for just me than it could for a room of people.
Probably.
But because like so many interesting problems in D&D are interesting because they require like a set of skills, you know? You got the fighter that can jump across the gap. You have the rogue that can pick the lock. You have the wizard that can identify the magic object or read the rune, you know?
But I'd just be a worm that could just smash into anything
Smash
I want.
Yeah.
I was saying like everyone...
Oi, Jim!
Oh, Jamie, your turn. I'm gonna smash some stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost
Okay.
smash.
I see what you mean.
Jamie, the mayor just invited you to his ball. What are you talking about? I'm gonna smash fucking everything.
Yeah. I have to say though, like in the two very limited D&D sessions that I've played or groups I've played, like we didn't get super into the lore of D&D. It was way more about our characters and our personalities interacting. Yeah. I think like getting into like the lore of D&D and being in like, okay, so this is what you're up against. So this is the way they reproduce, and this is the way that they're coming at you, right? Like that type of thing would add a whole other layer.
Well, we played in a homebrew setting, and we did eventually get there.
Okay.
Yeah, like I had set up like a whole pantheon of gods, and they were basically like there was like these demigods that they ended up working for, and they knew they were all evil, but there was one that seemed the most evil. Was he actually? I don't know. And, the only time a tadpole actually grows up is usually when a group of wayward adventurers, perhaps meaning well, shows up at a Mind Flayer colony.
Oh, and they just
kills everyone and the Elder Brain, but not all the tadpoles.
They gum up the works.
So, yeah, it's just dumb adventurers always trying to solve everybody's fucking problems.
Dude, but that's good fishing country. Lots of worms around.
Yeah, that's true. What kind of fish do you catch with that bad boy?
I don't know. It's psychic. It tricks a lot of them.
Yeah.
They kind of just huddle around if none of them bite.
It'd be really... this can call me out if it's not right, but I think it is. It'd be ironic if you caught octopus with that worm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probly would be. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll give you that one.
Okay,
Excuse me, guys. I think it's pronounced ironically.
Yeah.
Good one.
Oh my god.
So that's Mind Flayers. That's the Illithid. That's Stranger Things. If you're a fan of Stranger Things, that's where the name of the monster in season 2 got its name from. So maybe moving forward, you can figure some stuff out, because I mean it did infect the kid Will.
Yep.
With horror film mist.
And he was coughing up slugs or tadpoles
He was.
at the end of the.
And they grow up. They do grow up into demigorgons.
So
Oh well, do we know that they grow up into demigorgons?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
there was what was
Well,
it?
in Stranger Things, they do.
What was its
Yeah.
name? And
Was it Stranger Things?
Dustin named his. Remember?
Oh,
Oh, D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan,
It's Dart.
Dart.
Dart. Yeah, that's right.
La Mousquetière.
There you go.
So,
Any
tentacles down your throat.
questions? Tentacles down your throat.
D&D.
Well, D&D is like one big hentai fest.
Oh, whoa. Wasn't
Whoa.
going there.
What's that?
Yeah.
Wasn't going there.
Listen,
That-
you fucking weirdo.
Stay,
Yeah,
stay
come on.
tuned. Stay tuned next week when Ethan does hentai lore. What's your favorite anime hentai?
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's one or
I
two.
watched one once. It was hilarious.
There's one or two.
Nah, not my thing.
Was it a yaoi, Peter?
No. It was my God, this was eons ago. Like I was still in high school on the
Okay.
old internet, and
When you were
me and
still
my-
discovering yourself.
me and my
What
buddy,
kind of porn does Peter like?
me and my buddy were like trying to be edgy, and we found a hentai on the internet and watched it.
Did you say me and my boy?
Me and my buddy. It was Kyle.
Same thing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we watched a hentai where there
Never
was,
watched them.
there was
before?
like a police officer
I don't think
who
you and
was
I have ever
cursed
watched porn,
to be
James.
so horny. Yeah, it was like
that's,
a police officer who was super horny and
Well-
she couldn't resist having sex with her suspects. Was that hentai?
That sounds like a regular porn. The way you just described it. Yeah. See, that's why you didn't like it. You didn't look up the good hentai shit.
I did not.
And like searching hentai without searching tentacles as well is like, I don't even know. It's
What's
like an
the
apple
point?
pie without whipped cream.
I gotta be
I
honest.
know.
I gotta be honest. Hentai has never done anything for me. Like I don't know about you guys, but never like I've been like I need some hentai. Right
I need
now.
some hentai.
Yeah, I know.
If it's power to you, I'm sure a lot of our listeners are.
I just read them for the stories, okay?
Ah,
Fuck.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners love hentai.
yeah, I just got a
Fucking
real,
weirdos.
real interest in.
I only read
teacher-student
Yandere, and I
relationships.
only
Anal
read it for the
beads.
stories.
Yeah, teacher-student relationships are a huge thing.
Yeah.
I loved Degrassi High.
I did love Degrassi.
I
Yeah.
love my best friend's mom is my teacher. See, it's not a real thing, but you guys knew that was the title of a porn.
Yeah.
Nothing else is titled quite that way.
I had to digest it for a second. But yeah.
Yeah, it was like, my brain was making 1,000 links in
Yeah.
it just like in a second.
Because
There's like,
your brain went into a moment of, close all tabs.
yeah,
You
exactly.
went into a moment
Alt
of,
F4 right now.
Alt F4, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Get out.
Anyway, Mind Flayers, that was good. I liked
Yeah.
it. I
You guys
enjoyed
have
that.
fun?
That was fascinating.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you want to support us, leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes.
We had a good burst of that for a little while, but then it kind of died off because y'all are some lazy fucks. So,
yeah.
no. If you guys want to do it,
Calls him like
if
a
you guys-
season.
if you guys find
Hashtag
yourself,
Ethan.
if you guys
Ethan
find
just
yourself
talks
using
about Dungeons and Dragons. Meanwhile, me and Peter out there on that grind,
Out there on
fucking
that
picking
grind.
up new viewers.
On that Twitch grind.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Peter's getting married.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Peter's getting married.
Yep,
Well,
you're all invited.
Diamond Gunslinger. We're all invited.
Yeah.
Promise is a promise.
Yeah. So
Invites in the Discord.
big thanks to everyone that's shown up in the Discord and the Twitch chat. We have a lot of fun there for anyone that hasn't come. It's like we watch Jamie or Peter play video games, and we just have a lot of fun chatting and shooting the shit, basically.
Mostly James. He's got the schedule for it. I don't really have a ton of games, but I'm starting to get into it. I still play a lot of Warframe. I got a bunch of new Prime weapons.
Every Thursday I'll be there. I'm thinking about changing it to another day now that my work schedule has changed. But Thursday for now. We'll keep you posted.
And I will announce it on the Lore Boys Facebook page when I decide to finally do something.
Yeah.
I have all the story Warframe quests to do. Storeframe. So not the plot, but the quests that reward you with specific frames I have left to do. So I'm going to be doing the Sands of Inaros to do first to get the spooky mummy frame.
And
Nice.
Taro Adun, Tassadar.
I will also be taping up a picture of Brendan Fraser behind me. Or maybe I'll just wear a Brendan Fraser mask the whole time. I'm
Porque
yet to
no los
decide.
dos. That's
Yep.
all I can say.
Who cares? I got a black and white printer. It's going to look bad no matter what.
So
That's
Peter,
photography.
Yes.
if someone's looking for you on the internet, where might they find you?
At Pete O'Donoghue on Twitter. Old Aunt Peter on Instagram. O'Manahue on DeviantArt. And, of course, twitch.tv/TheLoreBoys.
And James, where can we find you?
JAYMILLK64. You can find me on both Twitter and PSN. Add me up on PSN. Diamond and I have already been playing some games. Add me up, we'll play. Also on you can find Peter and I on The Lore Boys on Twitch. That's every Thursday and usually at least one other weekday throughout there. So drop us a follow, drop us a subscribe. And apart from that, James the Miller on Facebook. Add me on my personal account. A couple of you have already. Sucksor, you're out there. And I post a lot.
Carolia as well, I think.
Yeah, Carrie, yeah, because it's a personal friend of a friend. So anyone else, though, feel free.
Friend now.
She's just a friend. Yeah, Carrie, you're awesome. So add me on any of those things. I'm honestly super out there. If you message me, I will message you back. Ethan, where can we find you?
You guys can probably find me on the internet somewhere. I'm at Ethan the Dead Man. Hit up the Lore Boys. Just Google Lore Boys. I don't know, a couple fucking things come up.
If you Google Lore Boys, we're like the first 21 results.
For all the Prime listeners out there, James, Peter, and I, because they didn't know that we were going to be talking about Mind Flayers or any of this stuff going into this episode.
So what we put together is a little inconsistent.
But
it's all
But
right.
I did have them prepare by killing all their immediate family, and we put it all into one big brine pool. We all put our eggs, so, air quotes, eggs, into said brine pool. And the first 100 Lore Boys Prime subscribers this week will receive a sample of those eggs in that brine pool.
Heads up, I kept my brother's face to wear on my face, but
Yeah, his face is not there. But every other immediate relative is there. So
My brine pool specifically is if you pay more than $1,000, every $10 above $1,000 that you spend on Lore Boys Prime, you get to spend an additional minute in the pool.
Lore Boys Brian.
Lore Boys Prime.
and that is a Lore Boys.
Ouch! Playing Warframe.
Nice.
So the only time that this
Boners!
Jesus Christ. Now I know what it's like to be me.
Yeah.
Or be you. Now you know what it's like to be me. Liberating, right?
Yeah.
He's so free. These clothes are a prison.
Back from the break.